Hello, beautiful damsels. Sigma females are a rare breed, operating in a world that often struggles to understand them. They're the women who navigate life on their own terms, leaving everyone around them intrigued, bewildered, and sometimes even unsettled. They don't fit into neat categories or conform to societal expectations, and that's precisely what makes them so fascinating. Their actions, often misunderstood, reveal a depth and complexity that most people can't quite grasp. These are the things they do that will never make sense to you, no matter how much you try to decode them. Number 1. They can cut someone out of their lives impossibly quickly. When a Sigma female decides to cut someone out of her life, the process is swift and decisive. She doesn't hesitate or linger. It's as if she has an internal switch that flips instantly. One moment, someone might be a significant part of her world, and the next, they're entirely absent from her life. This drastic shift is not born out of impulsiveness, but from a well-considered decision that aligns with her values and self-respect. The speed with which she executes this change is often bewildering to others. While most people might deliberate over relationships, weighing pros and cons or seeking closure, a Sigma female operates differently. She's not interested in prolonged drama or drawn-out goodbyes. For her, once trust is broken or respect is compromised, the relationship no longer serves a purpose, and she acts with a clear and unwavering resolve. This ability to cut ties so abruptly is rooted in her profound understanding of her own worth. She doesn't cling to relationships out of habit or fear of being alone. Instead, she values her peace and self-integrity above all else. If someone no longer aligns with her standards or brings negativity into her life, she will not hesitate to remove them from her orbit. It's not about being harsh, it's about protecting her space and maintaining her emotional equilibrium. To those left behind, this might seem cold or sudden, but for her it's a matter of self-preservation and respect. She doesn't need to explain her decision or seek validation from others. Her actions speak volumes about her commitment to her own well-being and values. The process is often quiet and final, leaving little room for debate or second chances. In the end, this decisiveness ensures that her life remains aligned with her principles and free from unnecessary emotional baggage. Number 2. How Sigma females react when lied to. When a Sigma female is lied to, her reaction is both subtle and telling. She doesn't need to raise her voice or launch into a confrontation. Instead, she processes the betrayal with a quiet intensity that can be more disconcerting than any outburst. The moment she detects a lie, she steps back mentally and emotionally, recalibrating her perception of the person who deceived her. It's as though she's drawing an invisible line that marks the point of no return. For her, the act of lying is a serious breach of trust, one that she doesn't easily overlook. Her response is not about immediate drama, but about a long-term recalibration of how she interacts with that person. She might not react publicly or demand an explanation, but internally she's making a decision about the future of the relationship. She carefully assesses how the lie affects her view of the individual and how it alters her level of engagement with them. This quiet processing can make her seem distant or indifferent, but it's actually a sign of her emotional maturity and self-respect. She values honesty deeply and understands that once trust is broken, it's incredibly difficult to restore. She doesn't waste time dwelling on the betrayal or seeking apologies. Instead, she makes a mental note of it and adjusts her interactions accordingly. What's compelling about her response is the calm control she maintains while navigating the aftermath of the lie. She doesn't need to make a scene or seek vindication. Her decisions are made with a level of discretion and self-assuredness that speaks to her inner strength. The person who lied might not fully grasp the gravity of the situation or the impact it's had, but for the Sigma female, the breach of trust is enough to warrant a significant change in how she handles the relationship. It's a quiet, powerful reminder that for her, integrity and authenticity are non-negotiable. Number 3. Leaving without a proper goodbye. When a Sigma female decides to leave, it's as though she's slipping away into the night, leaving no trace behind. Unlike the dramatic farewells or extended goodbyes that many people are accustomed to, her departure is marked by a profound simplicity. She doesn't feel the need to make a spectacle or provide a lengthy explanation. Instead, she quietly steps out of the situation, trusting that her absence will speak louder than words ever could. This approach can be perplexing to others, who might expect closure or a heartfelt farewell. But for a Sigma female, the act of leaving is often a culmination of careful consideration. When she's reached a point where she's ready to move on, she does so with a deliberate finality. She understands that sometimes the best way to end a chapter is to simply close the book and let it be. There's no need to prolong the process with emotional farewells or attempts to justify her decision. Her departure is not a sign of disregard, but a reflection of her respect for herself and the situation. She doesn't want to linger in a place where she no longer feels she belongs, or where her presence is no longer valued. By leaving without fanfare, she maintains her dignity and avoids unnecessary conflict. This way, she preserves her emotional well-being and avoids the pitfalls of drawn-out goodbyes. What makes this so striking is the sheer effectiveness of her approach. The abruptness of her exit can leave those left behind questioning what went wrong, but it's precisely this uncertainty that underscores her point. She's moved on, and in doing so, she reinforces her boundaries and demonstrates that her presence is not something to be taken for granted. Her departure is a powerful statement of self-respect and personal integrity, one that resonates far beyond the moment of her leaving. Damsels, if you're enjoying the video and finding it as fascinating as we do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more captivating content like this right to your feed. Number 4. Sigma females, monk mode. When a Sigma female enters what's often called monk mode, she retreats into a state of intense focus and solitude that can seem almost otherworldly. This phase is her way of recalibrating and recharging, a period when she withdraws from the usual social hustle to dive deep into her own thoughts and projects. It's not a reaction to stress or a need to escape. It's a strategic retreat designed to sharpen her clarity and amplify her effectiveness. During monk mode, she becomes almost invisible to those around her. She might cut back on social interactions, limit her digital footprint, and focus solely on personal goals or creative pursuits. This isn't about isolation for its own sake, but about creating a space where she can work without distraction or interruption. In this private sanctuary, she channels all her energy into whatever she's passionate about, whether that's a professional project, personal development, or a creative endeavor. To outsiders, this withdrawal might appear sudden or extreme, but it's a crucial part of how she operates. It allows her to escape the noise of everyday life and reconnect with her core objectives and values. Monk mode is where she refines her strategies, reflects on her goals, and makes plans without the influence of external opinions or pressures. It's a time of profound introspection and productivity, where she aligns her actions with her deeper intentions. The power of this approach lies in its ability to reset her mental and emotional state. By stepping away from the external world, she gains a fresh perspective and renewed energy. When she emerges from monk mode, it's with a new sense of purpose and often with breakthroughs or accomplishments that are the result of this dedicated period of focus. Her ability to disappear and reappear with enhanced clarity and strength is a testament to her self-discipline and inner drive. For those who understand it, monk mode is a powerful strategy for personal and professional growth. For those who don't, it remains a fascinating and somewhat mysterious aspect of her extraordinary life. At number 5, they are kind without needing recognition for it. A Sigma female's kindness operates on a level that can be both refreshing and perplexing. She offers help and support not because she seeks acknowledgement or reward, but because it aligns with her values. Her acts of kindness are understated and often go unnoticed, driven by a deep-seated sense of empathy rather than a desire for recognition. What sets her approach apart is the absence of any need for public validation. In a society where good deeds are often broadcasted for likes, shares, and praise, a Sigma female operates on a different wavelength. She doesn't need a pat on the back or a thank you to feel fulfilled. Her satisfaction comes from knowing she's done something meaningful, even if no one else sees it. This quality can be striking because it contrasts sharply with the more transactional nature of kindness seen elsewhere. When she lends a hand, it's purely out of a genuine desire to help, not as a means to build a personal brand or gain social leverage. She might support a friend in need, volunteer quietly in her community, or simply offer a listening ear without making a fuss about it. Her actions are a testament to her integrity and authenticity. Her preference for operating behind the scenes means that her kindness often surprises people. They may not realize the extent of her contributions or the depth of her compassion until they experience it firsthand. And even then, the way she handles her generosity, with humility and grace, leaves a lasting impression. For the Sigma female, being kind is not about making a statement. It's about living in accordance with her values and making a difference in her own understated way. Number 6, they seem like they don't care about anyone. To many, a Sigma female might come across as indifferent or detached, but this perception misses the mark entirely. Her demeanor might seem aloof or disinterested, but it's actually a carefully managed expression of independence and self-sufficiency. She doesn't wear her emotions on her sleeve, nor does she engage in social rituals for the sake of appearances. Instead, she navigates relationships with a unique blend of detachment and depth that can be both enigmatic and intriguing. This outward appearance of not caring is less about a lack of interest and more about maintaining control over her personal space. She's not swayed by the need for constant interaction or validation from others. Her focus is on her own path and goals, and she doesn't let herself be drawn into the emotional dramas that often accompany social engagements. This can make her seem distant, but it's really a reflection of her ability to stay grounded and true to herself, regardless of external pressures. What's compelling is how this apparent detachment actually serves her well. It allows her to observe and understand people without being overly influenced by their actions or opinions. Her distance is not a barrier, but a way to keep her interactions genuine and meaningful. It's her method of filtering out the noise and focusing on what truly matters to her. This characteristic also protects her from the turbulence of other people's emotions and expectations. By maintaining a degree of separation, she preserves her own peace and emotional balance. While some might misinterpret this as a lack of care, those who understand her know that her approach is a deliberate and strategic choice. It's a way of interacting with the world on her terms, ensuring that her relationships are built on authenticity and mutual respect, rather than social obligation or superficial engagement. Number 7, skepticism when receiving compliments. When a Sigma female receives a compliment, her skepticism is palpable. Unlike others who might bask in the glow of praise, she immediately questions the motive behind the kind words. Her reaction isn't born out of insecurity, but from a discerning awareness of human nature. She understands that compliments can be double-edged. Genuine praise can be a rarity, and often people have hidden agendas. This skepticism serves as a safeguard. She evaluates the context and the person's intentions before fully accepting any praise. Is the compliment a form of flattery intended to gain favor? Is there an ulterior motive behind the kind words? Her cautious approach is a way to ensure that she isn't swayed by insincerity or manipulation. This mindset allows her to remain grounded and objective, avoiding the pitfalls of false flattery and keeping her interactions authentic. What's striking about her response is the balance she strikes between politeness and self-preservation. She might acknowledge the compliment without fully embracing it, maintaining a respectful distance while still upholding her own standards. This careful navigation not only protects her from potential deceit, but also reinforces her own self-worth, grounded in a genuine sense of achievement rather than external validation. For those around her, this can seem like a lack of appreciation, but it's actually a testament to her maturity and self-awareness. Her ability to discern the true nature of compliments is a reflection of her deeper understanding of people and her commitment to authenticity. It's a subtle but powerful way she maintains control over her self-perception and ensures that her interactions are rooted in truth, not flattery. Number 8, they keep their personal lives very private. A Sigma female's commitment to privacy is not just a quirk, It's a deliberate and strategic choice that shapes how she lives her life. She keeps her personal world shrouded in mystery, revealing only what she deems necessary and always on her own terms. This deliberate withholding isn't about being secretive for the sake of it, but about protecting her autonomy and preserving her inner peace. Her private life is like a fortress with guarded gates. She shares minimal details about her personal affairs, relationships, or struggles. This isn't because she's unwilling to connect with others, but because she understands the value of keeping certain aspects of her life insulated from external scrutiny. By doing so, she shields herself from judgment, unsolicited advice, and potential manipulation. This level of privacy can be disorienting to those who thrive on sharing and connectivity. It might seem like she's aloof or disengaged, but it's actually a reflection of her strong sense of self and her understanding of the power of discretion. Her choice to keep things private allows her to maintain control over her personal narrative and ensures that her actions are driven by her own intentions rather than external influences. In conversations, she might offer vague or non-specific responses about her life, choosing to keep certain details off limits. This approach creates a certain mystique that can be intriguing to others. It also keeps her life centered around her own values and priorities rather than being influenced by public opinion or societal expectations. Her commitment to privacy is a powerful tool in maintaining her emotional well-being and personal integrity. It ensures that her life remains her own, untouched by the judgments or pressures that often accompany greater transparency. This carefully curated distance enables her to navigate her world with clarity and purpose, free from the complications that come with excessive openness. In exploring the unique behaviors of Sigma females, we uncover a portrait of remarkable independence and self-possession. Their rapid cutoffs, nuanced reactions to dishonesty, and unceremonious exits from situations reflect a profound commitment to their own values and emotional well-being. Their retreat into monk mode, selfless acts of kindness, and apparent indifference are not signs of detachment, but indicators of a deep, introspective strength. Their skepticism of compliments and strict privacy further emphasize their focus on authenticity and personal integrity. These traits are not just quirks, but integral parts of a complex, self-reliant personality. They challenge conventional expectations and invite us to reconsider how we view personal boundaries, self-worth, and genuine connections. Understanding these aspects of the Sigma female offers a glimpse into a world where actions speak louder than words and where personal authenticity reigns supreme. This exploration is a testament to the extraordinary nature of Sigma females, revealing why their approach to life is as intriguing as it is powerful. Thanks, damsels, for tuning in. See you in the next vid. Bye, and stay blessed.